Just up the road stands the border with Ukraine. Ukraine, a nation which, well, if Joe Biden and the British press are to be believed, stands on the cusp of a devastating invasion by none other than Vladimir Putin. I'm now gonna head into Ukraine and cross that vast land.
I guess Bald was watching me that week. That's why he went into Ukraine, you know? He was probably like, HasanAbi said that no invasion would occur.
Visiting some of its border areas and hopefully meeting some of the locals and asking them what it's like to live under the shadow of a war. Join me. Добрый день. Как там, спокойно еще в Украине?
Еще спокойно.
Да? Путин нету еще?
Нет войны.
Слава Богу.
Нету войны.
Хорошо. Женщины, как там, спокойно еще?
Спокойно.
Спокойно? Путин нету?
Не стреляй.
Нет? Слава Богу.
Он спокойно.
О, хорошо, рад это слышать.
Можно?
Давайте, конечно, я могу. Давай.
Дякую. 50 кілометрів з Судової.
Да? А вы не боитесь еще Украины?
Чого?
Ну, война.
Та яка війна?
Не? Не будет?
Не будет никакой войны.
О, рад это слышать. Надеюсь, что нет. Ну как здесь сейчас ситуация? Вы думаете, что оккупация будет или нет?
Не знаю, тяжело что-то сказать.
Да.
Тяжело что-то сказать. Кто-то говорил, что подписал, как бы, что будет воевать. Правда это, неправда, всякие слухи ходят.
There's this guy we all watch here in Ukraine. His name is HasanAbi. He's always saying no invasion, no invasion. That's why we're all confused. Of course, nowhere else are we getting this information from. Just HasanAbi.
А если война, что вы будете делать? Или не решили пока?
Еще, смотря какая война.
Ну да.
Whoa.
Well, the people on the streets of Lviv seem quite relaxed about the situation. However, listening to USA morning news, you would think that the invasion is 100% certainly going to happen. That's the
It's because everyone in Ukraine was watching me. Okay, guys, you don't understand. It's because everyone in the entire, like, 44 million people in Ukraine all tuned into the HasanAbi broadcast leading up to it. And not because, like, every authority outside of American media kept saying, every part of, like, the intelligence apparatus outside of U.S. intelligence and U.S. media said, not gonna happen.
Домой? Домой?
Да.
Да. Как там сейчас? Спокойно?
Накаленно.
Well, it seems like things are heating up in the Donbass, judging by the news that I'm reading now as we're moving across the Ukraine. It's going to be interesting to see what's going on over there when we get there tomorrow.
Please don't tell me this motherfucker literally ended up going into Donbass when the invasion began. Are you fucking kidding me? Bro, this is literally some Mr. Bean shit. Like, this is actually unironically oh my fucking God. He was like, yeah, I have to go. Like, I have to go right now. He went to, he didn't go, oh yeah, he went to, Kharkiv, okay. Still, not good at all, actually. Bro, he's such a Russaboo. I swear to God. No one is a bigger fucking Russaboo than Baldy. He really is, dude. He's like, oh wow, it's my favorite thing. Two Slav nations fighting each other. I'm such a fan. Pog, this is just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe Avengers edition. He's a Slavaboo. I mean, he also is a Slav too, but it was just like, Pog! And he's a Soviet weeb too, so he's like, this is just like the Soviet Union. Fog. Yes, Baldy is huge pro-capitalist. Also a bit of a, may or may not be a sex tourist PUA guy back in the day. Don't know if he still is. Could be. I don't know. But, you know, he does make damn good content. I don't like his friend, Harold Balder at all, though. I really don't like him. But I think Baldy is... It's wild that this motherfucker is literally like making the exact same type of video that he makes, but like in the middle of a fucking conflict, like in the middle of an invasion. Why? I don't fucking get it. You don't like them? No, I mean, I have an interesting relationship. I have a complex relationship with Baldy because like I do, in a weird way, I do see the good in him despite his, you know, despite all of the sexpat behavior that he like clearly showcases and that like apparently he used to be back in the day. Whereas, yes, Harold Balder is like fucking mega fash, you know, he's just like...
I've jumped off the bus here because people were telling me there's like an army block post further up the road, and I'd rather avoid anything to do with the army or police. But anyway, look over here on this field. This is the Ukrainian-Russian border. Can you pick out the barbed wire all the way along? Can you see it? Я не хотел мешать, просто я прибыл из Англии, корреспондент. Просто хотел знать, как жизнь на границу с Россией, если все спокойно или нет. Ну, все спокойно, я думаю.
Все спокойно,
да?
Спокойно, да, все отлично.
А вы не боятся, что что-то будет? Ну, оккупация или что-то?
Мы не думаем, может, мы не думаем
нет,
об этом.
Нет. А деревня все нормально?
Пока нормально, все,
да?
все нормально. Отлично.
Вы не боитесь, вы настоящий украинский мужчина тогда. Спасибо.
Мы граждане Украины, так что у нас пока все нормально.
By the way, in another HasanAbi head, he's just watching me probably. That's why he didn't think that there was an invasion.
А если что-то будет, что вы будете делать? Переехать где-то или что ваш план? Или вы не думали даже?
Не, я не думаю куда-то ехать.
Нет?
Зачем дом бросать? Не, я не думаю никуда.
Понятно. Но вы патриот?
Патриот.
Хорошо. Очень приятно. Спасибо вам большое. До свидания.
Bald update.
Which is probably not too good, but yeah. So far, I mean, everything's pretty peaceful in the centre. People are walking around. There's a lot of press, of course, but people going about their day, just going for a stroll down the Krещатик. Like in the north of the city, in a place called Obolom, there are Russian tanks have been spotted and there's fighting. I've not seen it. I'm not in Obolom. I'm in the very centre. I've not heard anything, but hey, who knows? Occasionally, you kind of hear like a plane.
He's at it again. Wasn't his like literal IG stories also like literally just like making fun of American media, saying like, oh, they're saying there's an invasion, and then like throughout the week it just starts becoming more and more obvious, like literally once the invasion happens he's like, okay, well, there's an invasion. Oops.
over the top, but it's cloudy so I don't see them, but apart from that, it's a yeah, I don't know, it's just an incredibly, well, it's a sad day, really. I've been on this place, this point, the Maidan, literally 500 times in my life, and always with good memories, always had good times here. I stayed in that hotel up there. It's called the Hotel Ukraina. I stayed in that hotel in 1993, like on my very first trip to Ukraine. And so it's really sad that, well, 30...
It is fucking wild that he's just like, yeah, I guess there's tanks in the other side of the city. It's like, what are you doing? Like, well, okay, well, should you be in the other side of the city if that's what's going on? Like, maybe you should not be in that city. Have you thought about leaving? He's like, all right, Bald here. We got an AR platform right here. It's I got ACOG sites on it. These wonderful people that are also from the UK found me, and they gave me this wonderful gift. It's fully automatic. You can't find these in Europe, of course. You know, we've been engaging in active conflict with the Kadyrov Brigade that's coming in, and yes, so that's what I've been doing. Remember when he went to fucking, where did he go? Didn't he go to like Belarus or some shit to deny? Where did he go in the beginning of COVID? And he was like, it's fake. And then he got COVID. He loves Belarus, I know. Well, he got COVID in Serbia, but before that, he did go to Belarus, right? I think. And then he went to Belarus to be like, this is a country with no COVID restrictions. And then he got COVID in Serbia and he had to be like helicoptered by some fucking oligarch fan of his or something. And then they had to, and then he made a video about how COVID shrunk his wiener and how serious it was. And then I think his fans like yelled at him about it, so he had to delete it. I mean, I'm happy that he's all right now. You know what I mean?
30 years later, that Ukraine, is going through this situation. So, yeah, just really sad that Europe is fighting once again.
The way he's covering it is so funny in comparison to like Clarissa Ward with fucking gear on, you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, it's so sad that Europe is warring again. It's like, what the fuck?
That Europe is fighting once again and that Slav is fucking fighting against Slav when really, you know, Slavic nations and Europe in whole should be united. So I don't know. I've got nothing else to say. I've got no opinions on this. I'm not a geopolitical expert. Everything I've predicted so far has been wrong. I never thought there'd be an invasion. I was like, nah, Putin's not that insane. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I know nothing. So I'm not going to say what I think's going to happen or anything like that because I've got no idea. Like, it seems all rationality in this situation has gone out the window. And so, yeah, all I can do is show you what the situation is. And you can make your own mind up. But at the moment at least, here in the center of Kyiv, on the Maidan, everything is quiet and peaceful. If something happens later and I hear it or I see it, of course I'll do an update and I'll show you guys. If the tanks come rolling in, I'll be the first one there to try and show you, as long as it's safe and as long as I'm not getting in the way of people who are actually fighting for their country or their city.
Dude, that's insane. He is a madman, dude. An absolute madman. Oh, I won't get in the way of the brigades. I won't get in the way of, people fighting against the invading Russian forces. I'll just be filming. I mean, this is like, honestly, I'm not even, he's like I won't make this joke. Never mind. People are going to get mad at me because there's a lot of people that fucking don't like him. The point is that despite his interesting attitude overall, you can tell that he has a very interesting perspective. He has a very interesting perspective on like the places that he goes to. You know what I mean? The beautiful thing about Anthony Bourdain is that he shows like a genuine he always showed a genuine appreciation for the cultures that he was documenting and the cultures that he was a part of, and like truly understanding in a way that most people that have like a colonizer attitude wouldn't. It's also because Michael doesn't like him, I'm gonna be honest, and he's a good judge of character. That definitely shapes my perspective a little bit. Not Bourdain, but Baldy.
But
he does make good videos.
That's it.
Though.
I've got nothing else to say really. Just once again, a terribly sad day, for Ukraine and for Europe as a whole. And yeah, what a nightmare, eh? What a bloody nightmare. But let's see what happens. Hopefully some resolution comes of it and then there's not too much bloodshed. I mean, God knows how much there's already been. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, goodbye from Ukraine. And see you guys maybe later on today or somewhere down the road. See you later. Well, it's the 25th of February, about 3:30 in the afternoon, and apparently the Russian tanks are going to enter the centre at any moment. Myself and Johnny are going to head now to the railway station and try and get ourselves out of the city somewhere safer. Работает сегодня метро, да? Хорошо. Бесплатный, да?
Are you fucking kidding me? The metro's working?
Transport is free, just to, I suppose, help people move across to the city or to leave the city if they need.
These motherfuckers have better public transportation during an active invasion, dude. I'm losing my mind.
Where are we? Yeah. I took Johnny's rational advice to try and get out of the city today before it's too late, because if you don't leave today, once the tanks get here, who knows what happens to transport links? The airport's already bombed. Who knows happens to railway routes, bus routes, roads. So yeah, I think it's a case of either we leave today or we wouldn't be leaving for a long, long time. So anyway, let's get to the railway station and see if we can get on the train. I'm sure there's many people there trying to get out of the city, so hopefully.
By the way, the reason why this is like a fucking 60-second escalator ride is because they purposely built these fucking incredible metro stations super far underground because they would double as nuclear shelters.
yeah, there's places for everybody.
I mean, Soviet engineering was pretty fucking pog, especially like civil engineering, city designs. Their metro stations are legendary, both in Russia and Ukraine and everywhere else. Like, it's so sick. It's so fucking sick. Sorry, I just have a big boner for infrastructure. You know this.
This may be the last train out of Kyiv.
Yeah.
And beautiful too.
Quite possibly.
Very, very beautiful.
There are just people down here with their suitcases and their luggage, obviously got the same idea as me and Johnny, which is to somehow get out of here, or some people will be sheltering from the inevitable bombings. I suppose that's going to come at some point.
The doors are closing.
We've even got a little cat with them in a box. Poor people.
Come on, bro. They got the trains running on time. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Yo, shit's being bombed right now. That's crazy. That's fucking bananas, dude. I'm not going to show the dead body. I know. I'm aware.
To see little children with their parents just hanging around. Terrible. Wow. Look at it. It's like something from a war movie, 1939 or something. People trying to escape the city before the inevitable invasion. Wow. Check it out. Hundreds and hundreds of people trying to get out of it. People with children, people with cats and dogs, babushkas. How terribly sad.
This is part of the other reason why I was saying, like, they're not fucking bombing. The Russians are not destroying infrastructure. Like, they're letting trains run still. You know what I mean? Like, they're not bombing all the fucking streets yet. And that might be coming soon, which is really terrifying.
It looks completely different here than it does in Kyiv. Much more peaceful. I mean, we feel like 1,000 miles away from the war, and in a sense we are. There's little villages here in the pretty mountains of the Carpathian region. Well, what do you reckon, Johnny?
Yeah, I was here for Dragobrat, the ski resorts, and yeah, the Carpathian people are tough people, so we're gonna be good.
Where? А, из Фиджи или где-то. Да. Я помню ему, да.
They did show the one airport cutting off international travel. I think, yeah, I mean, that was a strategic decision. That's like still not. I don't think airports are considered to be. I guess airports you could consider to be infrastructure. It is infrastructure, but like you can fly planes out of it too.
Like a famous boxer.
I mean, they've also blown up residential buildings too. Like they've hit residential buildings on what I assume is accident. But you'll know the difference between a shock and awe style bombing campaign when it happens. The closest I've seen thus far is the cluster munitions that they dumped on Kharkiv earlier today. I think I haven't seen the full video, but that's more about that's closer to fucking shock and awe. Like if they're shelling indiscriminately, then you've reached that point.
Well, we made it on the Refugee Express. The cats, the dogs, the babies, the children, the mums, the dads, the babushkas, the jedushkas, Johnny, me. We've made it. Спасибо. Wow. Got our ticket to Hungary.
Залезли, сука, как всегда, как тараканы ёбаные.
I just want to make a trouble tonight.
There are like fights breaking out.
Pretty insensitive to be filming refugees escaping a war, don't you think? What do you mean? That's like 98% of the fucking media coverage right now. It's to show you the fucking gruesome nature of war and the human toll and the consequences. For all of his, like, you know, shady background and all this other shit, like, I think Bald and Bankrupt does a pretty good job of showcasing the humanity.
And the front at the front of the queue, people trying to get in, people desperate to leave Ukraine, basically. Hundreds of people now in this hall just filling up in this queue to get out of here. They've opened the doors again. Let's see if we get in. Wow, it's going to be a struggle.